before what people see in us. So, hey, hello everyone. Welcome to the very last new member presentation event of the year. Hey, yes, we are already December. The year has gone so fast. So on today's event, we are excited to welcome some of the new members who joined the Blockchain Game Alliance. They will get a chance to introduce themselves and their project to our community and to everyone who is interested in the space of the use of blockchain technology within game industry. But before that, I'd like to quickly introduce you the BGA for those of you who are not yet familiar with our organization, which is really essentially focused on promoting blockchain within the game industry, showcasing different use cases, giving voice and exposure to various people. So we are here to spread awareness about blockchain technology and encourage its adoption by highlighting all the different ways, new ways that you can create content, publish games, play games, build communities, engage with community, earn through tokens, decentralized gaming, NFTs, DAOs, etc. So we are also strong advocate for diversity and more inclusivity of women in our industry, and we provide an open forum for individuals and companies to share knowledge, to collaborate, to work and create common standards, to establish best practice, to network and create business opportunities. So essentially networking, research and reporting, representing blockchain game company and advocating for blockchain within the industry. As you can see, we are a large family. We've grown to 160 members this year with different companies coming various backgrounds, blockchain games, chain and protocol, press and media, games, others, developer solution, esports, investor, a lot of many background here, which makes the BGA really unique and interesting space for people to connect with. Big thanks to our sponsors, namely the Contribute, OneWayBlock, Ubisoft, Animoca Brands, Arc.io, Gax Interactive, MakerDAO, Algorand, Promia, Matic, AMD, and Mobox for their extra support. It's fantastic as well to have so many sponsors behind. Quick overview of some of the activities we've done this year, and we are preparing a 2020 year in review article that hopefully will give also a comprehensive overview of what we've done this year, all the exciting things. We've done just interview with industry leaders. We've done many workshops on various thematics, whether it's DeFi, legal aspect around NFTs, DAOs, decentralized gaming working group, all our new member presentation where you've been able to hear and learn more about all the exciting and cool projects in the space. We've been giving free speaking opportunities to various events and conferences. Various thematic events, again, women founder and women and NFT, women and art, NFT series, collector, marketplace, investors, developers, games, to give you like the full 360 picture in the space. And we launched a new event this year, which has been quite successful, called the Demo Day, where members could present, no slide, all live demo their product, where they are, and we've had really strong engagement around it. So we'll be excited to organize a new one, if not more, next year. Today, we're really excited to introduce some of the new members who've joined in December. So OneWayBlock, Tatum, ExceedMe, NodeRunner, Leyline, CryptoPix, SuperRare, Immutable, and Aave. So we're giving them, each one of them, 10 minutes to present all the cool things they are doing within the space. And without any further ado, I'll leave our first speaker, Slav, from OneWayBlock, to introduce himself. So here, yes. Hey, Slav.
Greetings to all. My name is Slav Pankratov. I'm a co-founder and CTO of OneWayBlock. OneWayBlock is a small studio consisting of 8 persons. And basically, we are all early crypto enthusiasts experienced in mobile who conceived an idea a year ago. Why not to do something interesting for the area that gave us a lot of opportunities and that we liked? After a long search, we came to our first project, MMORTS on blockchain, with support for up to 100,000 players, Clash of Coins. The project is already launched. We have initial metrics and we know how to scale it up exponentially in the next 2 quarters. But as a starting point, we'll answer the main question posed prior to creation of our game. How we can break the current situation. The situation when there are only from 5 to 10 live projects that can be actually played. How to make our audience to be not just 10,000 geeks, but millions of crypto users who don't want to be at the mercy of manuals. The answer to it is quite simple. First, it is quality of implementation with fine-tuning of UX and UI. Second, and not less important, casuality, accessibility, and simplicity on wallet side. So let's start playing. In the process, I will tell you both of the product and technical components. For the front end, we're using Pixie.js to render our map so it works across all browsers on PC, Mac, and mobiles. First of all, what's important? Compliance with canons of correct tutorial. Select new player. Enter the name of our character. Let it be BGA Forever 5, as I was training before the presentation. Press next. Well, Clash of Coins is an extensive MORTS where clans fight against each other and each clan represents a valid cryptocurrency or a crypto project. And of course, one can select without clan option, but as we like XC Infinity a lot, let's select that particular clan. Okay, so we press next. Then we can stylize or customize our shoe that represents our hero in the game. Now let's change the material and the pattern a bit. Okay, so the strip takes some time to load probably, but it will appear afterwards. Press next. So what happens next is we simply enter our email and the rest of the job is done by Magic Link. Oops. Okay, now we wait a few seconds and then we need to go to our mailbox. Yeah, so here we see an email from Clash of Coins and Magic Link. We just press the button. You're logged into Clash of Coins. Yeah, so now we can go back to the game and wait a few seconds more. So Magic is a passwordless solution for logging in and having a cryptocurrency wallet. And the good thing is that as a user, you only need an email, and as a developer, you can create a fully white labeled solution and hide every complex technological nuances behind the UX. So everything should be super user-friendly. Well, we can skip the tutorial a bit because I'll tell you about everything myself. So the players compete for the countries on the map. The more countries you capture, the more potential daily rewards you can earn. Let's capture something. Well, from my point of view, the game looks beautiful, and that is partly thanks to Pixie.js. It allows us to render the game on different platforms within the browser. From the technical perspective, it works as a grid of textures with meshes for rendering the borders for the regions. And all the small sprites like flags, shields, and animated abilities are dynamically batched, so everything should be running pretty smooth. Let me tell you a bit more about our important finance window. Yeah. So we use COC tokens, our personal tokens for the project. They are used for capturing regions and using abilities, and it can be purchased either by direct transfer from external ETH wallet, by converting fiat to Ethereum with our MoonPay provider, or by converting any crypto to Ethereum with the help of integrated ChangeLI widget. Players get rewards for activities during the day. Rewards can be collected either in Ethereum or converted back to COC. And we also compensate network commission in COC, so players don't lose anything on commissions. We're still at the very early stage. We do a lot of tests with the game mechanics in order to be sure that we can begin the fully fledged scaling process. Our nearest objectives till the end of September 2029 are the release of the first extended product update, including optimization for mobile devices. Everything will still work within the web browser. Our second item will be launching NFT store with shields with unique capabilities and with the possibility to upload your own shields. So we'll have user-generated contents with the earning capability. The third one is scaling up to other planets of the solar system, beginning with the moon. Well, not actually the planet, but still. Among the medium-term ones, by the end of the next year, a beta of City Builder on the basis of the game. Among strategic ones, we have several infrastructure ideas, but it's in the early days yet. So thank you for your attention. Unfortunately, it is challenging to talk about all aspects in details within the existing timing. I've tried to depict the general view of the product. As we are expanding, we continue to search for new team members with expertise in game dev, especially game designers, either as a fully fledged member or as an advisor. So if you are a game designer, please ping me in Telegram. Looking forward to your questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Slav. It's great to see live demos more than slide. I think it speaks more to an audience of players and users whenever it's possible. So that's good to go through it. Let me see if there's any question from the audience. Are there? So I don't see a specific question for today. My question, like, is there an ICO? Oh yes, there's one question right now. Cool. Thanks for putting it on screen. Is there an ICO and is it available in the US? So for those of you who are not familiar, I suppose is there like a token that can be traded, an ERC20 or similar that can be traded between users? And are you planning to launch it on some exchange or DEX?
Yeah, okay. So there wasn't any ICO. We don't plan to do any because we have a working financial model where players purchase COC tokens and that Ethereum goes to the daily price bank that is divided among the most active players and so most active clans. So yeah, probably the answer is no ICO.
Right. There's other ways. Cool. All right. So thank you again, Slav. We'll have our next speaker now, which is Jiri from Tatum. So wait. And I don't think he or she's online at the moment.
No, not yet. So I think we can skip to Nuno if he's available.
Yeah, are you available?
Yes, let me just share my screen first.
Thank you, and welcome to the BGA.
I was just expecting launching this in 10 minutes, so give me just a few seconds.
This is live. That's what happens.
Take your time.
No.
So can you see it?
Yes, we can see it. All
perfect. That's perfect. Okay, so hello to everyone. I'm Nuno, the CEO and co-founder of Exceedme, and it is a wonderful pleasure to share this presentation with such an elite group of Blockchain Game Alliance. And we are tremendously excited to be part of this organization and give our contribution to promote the benefits of blockchain within the gaming community. Today, I'd like to go through a brief presentation to explain what problems we are trying to solve with Exceedme, what solutions we found, and how we are approaching them, and ultimately explain how our ecosystem will work, as well announce in the back end of the presentation what will be the first game on the platform. I think our project is well aligned with the BGA mission, since it is using the power of blockchain, NFTs, and what we call gaming DeFi as a competitive layer on top of centralized and decentralized games. So starting with the problem that we identified is that making money playing video games is still almost impossible. It's not impossible, but it's still very tough. And this can be divided into three parts, which the first one is that just pros seem to make it. Most of earnings go to a few pro tournament winners and streamers. Becoming a pro requires tremendous skill and time investment. Creating streaming content requires a lot of work and time to build a following. In essence, there are huge competition and high entry barriers. On the second part is that gamers are becoming increasingly frustrated with the free-to-play predatory monetization that goes through in-app bundle purchases, ads aggressively marketed at strategic points in games or even after the games. There's a statistic that says that 60% of gamers feel post-purchase regrets after making an in-game purchase. And the third and last problem that we identify is that gamers buy or earn in-game currency in virtual assets that they can't really monetize or transfer to other digital worlds. That's what we call siloed game assets. And after identifying these problems, we came with some solutions. So how could we enable all gamers to make money off their skill and off the time that they spend playing? And the three solutions are quite simple, in fact. What we wanted to give is back an opportunity for gamers to be the centerpiece of this economy and empower all of them to turn what is a hobby into something they can make money from. As such, Exceedme will be pushing for a gamer-centric approach and a gamer-centric economy, an economy where gamers are the major winners. To ensure this, we are creating strong grounds for players to monetize their game skills through cryptocurrencies and NFTs with open market dynamics, while we don't forget to give tools to game studios and organizers to build what we call sustainable engagement, which is playing enjoyment poorly, and grow the competitive ecosystem around their games. Last but not least, interoperability. We want to foster this by creating a platform where players can bridge monetization in different games with Exceed and NFTs. Ultimately, our goal is that items can be transferable between game universes in different blockchains, resulting in what we call a digital multiverse. And how we are going to do this? Exceedme is a blockchain-powered tournament platform that allows gamers at all skill levels, developers, and organizers to monetize their skills. Our vision is to build a fair and trusted play-to-earn platform where gamers can play their favorite games, challenge an opponent, or let Exceedme find one that matches their skill level and bet on their own victory. Gamers can earn with their bets, they can earn Exceed for engagement, and they can earn exclusive NFT prizes by ranking progression and from achieving certain milestones. We are talking about trophies, collectibles, and in-game assets they own and are able to trade or monetize. So what are our basic principles. First, the most important part is that you can challenge friends and compete in video games with stakes and then rewards every time you play. We are an agnostic platform, and what that means is that we will work as a single point of access to engage in an ecosystem that allow gamers to play, socialize, and earn in many centralized and decentralized games. Since there is money involved, it is key that we keep a level playing field. So we will have a matchmaking engine and skill level leagues that ensure gamers can play, if they want, against same level players. Also, our anti-cheat will use telemetry, game state data, and enhanced tools forged through the community feedback that will create an even fairer playing environment. By allowing players to activate community-driven oracles, we will tap into the wisdom of the crowd to video referee these games. Then, I want to explore a bit what is the token utility of our token Exceed, which will be launched soon, in the Exceed Me ecosystem. It is the centerpiece that puts all of the platform to work. And there are three main utilities. The first one is game mining, which means that by staking Exceed, regardless of a win or a loss, every time you play, every time you play, you will earn Exceed rewards for engagement. Staking more Exceed and ranking progression will unlock achievements and special trophies represented by non-fungible tokens that are tradable within the platform. Different levels of rarity of NFTs and an open marketplace on Exceed Me will enable a thriving NFT economy and give gamers valuable assets they can buy, trade, and use to access exclusive tournaments or use in other games. The second part is access. For gamers, it's all about leveling up. So Exceed token act as a de facto proxy for platform experience and engagement. The more Exceed a token player stakes, the more access he will have or she will have to a tournament with biggest prizes on Exceed Me that will require certain levels to access. Stakers get early access as well to exclusive tournaments, dedicated seasons or leagues, and also high stake games. This will also get access to launch of exclusive NFTs and fungible tokens as well from collaborations with game developers and gaming communities. For tournament organizers, they will be required to have Exceed to open a community, which will act as a collateral for prizes. Finally, for game developers, opening bug bounties, betas for testing, and other engagement activities will also require Exceed, but at the same time will give them an opportunity to try their betas and collect feedback. The third one is governance, and it's about putting the ownership in the community and co-create a product with the community and for the community. So in essence, it will give access to vote on platform upgrades, events, other initiative, new games that gamers want to see on the platform as well. About the additional features that will be meant to give empowerment to gaming communities and game developers to use Exceed Me tools and run independently their own competitive layers. We will have the Mind World, which will allow communities and developers to create their own tournaments, foster engagement between members, create their own exclusive community-based economy powered by their minted digital assets. Exceed Me will support these communities to bootstrap their ecosystem of assets, helping with blockchain logic, NFT, and fungible tokens creation. The ExceedX is a decentralized exchange and marketplace where gamers can easily trade, cash out, and swap a curated directory of community and gaming tokens, collectible NFTs, and in-game assets. First, we will be focused on community-driven and later on third-party in-game assets. It will work similar to Uniswap, with liquidity being provided via pools, but with a strong focus on blockchain gaming ecosystem. The goal is to have this version of Exceed Me already migrated and developed in the Polkadot ecosystem in order to reap the benefits of a cross-chain platform that is designed for the interoperable digital metaverse we will be creating. Lastly, and I just wanted to share this with you, we are launching our beta in the first quarter of 2021, And the first game is going to be CSGO. And Fox, that you see in the picture, which is a superstar CSGO pro player, which has been playing professionally since 2004, is our first ambassador, and is a person that is involved in helping us create a platform that is meaningful for and has quality for all the gamers. It has been a great pleasure to share the project with you. If you have any additional questions or you just want to have a chat about our project, just please feel free to reach out to me.
Thank you, Nuno. Great presentation, and exciting to see you have such a kind of ambassador who's so renowned in the space. Or like that's definitely the exposure that will bring more and more mainstream people to understand and learn about the technology. So that's really cool. Let's see if we have any question from the audience for you, and if not, we'll get back. Oh yeah, there's one from Ali here. And after we'll get back to Jiri from Tatum, and back to all.
Okay.
Let's read the question.
Could you go deeper into how you are getting game results information and what games you are looking at supporting first? So, as I said in the question came before the last part. So our first game is CS:GO, and CS:GO is a self-hosted game. So in effect, this will work in servers in a centralized way, let's say. So we will have access to the results. However, there will be, like in other centralized games, it could connect through APIs. And in blockchain games, it could connect as well through oracles. So it will be a different solution for every type of game. I hope it helps to answer the question.
Are you saying that besides games like PC esport game, you can do any sort of game, like even FIFA or more console-based, which do not have a sort of API or data?
Yeah, that's what we are trying to do. So we are thinking about like using oracles and can be like human oracles in a sense, to try to get all the results and all the data from any game into our platform. So in essence, we are creating a competitive layer that is built on blockchain on top of any game. And we have to find bridges to connect to these different games. So yeah, FIFA could be I would love to have FIFA in our platform.
Exciting. Like I think that could bring a lot more mainstream players. Looking forward to see that. All right, thank you. Oracle solutions sound about exciting, and good luck. Thank you, Ali, for participating in today's stream and all your questions. We're going to get back then with Jiri from Tatum, who's with us now and is going to present his project. Would you like to share your slides, Jiri?
Yes. Hi, guys. Thank you very much. So I will share my screen. Hope you can see it.
Yep, all good.
Perfect. Hi, guys. My name is Jiri. Sorry to be late a little bit. I have some kind of issues. Anyway, today I would just to introduce Tatum very briefly. Basically, we have built a platform for developing blockchain apps and integrations very fast. So you can think about it as maybe Infura or other blockchain infrastructure providers. It's pretty much the same, but there are some differences. Because what we have done is kind of open source blockchain middleware, which means if you are integrating blockchain into your apps, and especially into games, you can do it actually very quickly and without any blockchain expertise. Basically, you are using very simple features. It's API based. It's kind of backend for you. So you don't have to waste time for building your own. It's actually very quick. We have some special features inside, but overall, just to sum up, our current experience is that basically it reduced time, from months to days. Actually, in most cases, into hours. and you don't need, blockchain developers, blockchain experts. You don't need to build, team of people who are doing for you. You can basically do it with any developer quite easily. Plus, currently we do support over 25 blockchains. And so basically you can switch to another one quite easily. You are not locked to the one blockchain if you don't want to. And we have some very interesting features like, off-chain, built-in off-chain, so you can scale very easily. So you don't have to be, if you are in Ethereum, you can do very few transactions actually. But with off-chain, we can do basically hundreds of thousands of transactions per second. We have done quite big POC with one gaming platform. They have about 20 million unique users daily, and it worked very nicely. So that's pretty much about Tatum and what we do. So just some key takeaways. Basically, we have built open source blockchain middleware. It's free. You can register on tatum.io if you like. We already have over 3,000 developers at the moment, and we are getting about 100, 150 each day more. So that's great. and just what can be interesting for you is you can actually very easily do microtransactions, NFT, virtual currencies, basically whatever you want. And again, the integration is quite easy. So that's it from my side.
Thank you so much for this presentation. Let's see if there's any question. Maybe can you mention like any good projects that are running with Tatum that use your middleware to power the different microtransaction, NFTs, etc. If you're live with any?
Yeah, so basically we have quite a lot exposure in financial industry at the moment, mostly. And in gaming, we have a couple of POCs, but those are kind of under NDAs. And also we have a huge number of developers who are using our platform, but we actually don't know for what exactly, because it's just infrastructure plus helping you to get somewhere much faster. But we don't really know what the people are doing. So we are kind of trying to reach out and actually learn about it. But not everyone is actually willing to speak with us. So maybe in the next year.
Cool, but we can wait to see the next project that will be live with you once you can announce them and share with the BGA social channels. So if you have any major news as a BGA member, that's one of the things we are here for, like to help bring more noise and more awareness about your updates through our network. So yeah, please do share with us.
Thanks.
All right, so thanks again, Jiri. And I guess now we're going to have Leyline with us.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me okay? I am working on some screen share here. All right. So, hi, my name is Jeremy Della Rosa. I'm a founder and CEO of Leyline. I'm actually joined with one of our tech leads, Ali. So we are super happy to be here because I believe we can do lots of win-win partnerships for this entire community. So I'm very, very happy to talk to all of you. Just want to confirm, you can see my screen okay for this presentation?
Yes, we can see.
Yes. All right, great. So
yes, we can see. Thank you.
Okay, great. So I'll walk through this presentation pretty quickly so that way you can get into any Q&A. So we're Leyline. We're a nonprofit organization, open source and open knowledge. And today we'll walk through a quick intro to who we are, what we're doing, and why we're doing it. Talk about our biggest first objectives, as well as what it's like to be a partner with us. So the mission here is that we are trying to create a scalable platform that's going to reward users for doing good things in the real world. And a lot of our business model is modeled after leveraging our NFTs and cash value prizes to deliver users very quickly. So we want to end up with a sustainable digital economy that's going to reward social engagement and giving and taking care of yourself. And what we want to do is improve the lives of millions. So our mission is to amplify altruistic causes using our economy of good to change the world. And we're going to actually start with the 2.7 billion gamers on the planet as our vanguard. So our objectives are to supercharge scientific and medical research by orders of magnitude, incentivize personal wellness, and also promote any kind of philanthropic action, whether it's social engagement, humanitarian causes, or environmental research. So we are a pretty diverse and interesting team. We're globally distributed, 100% remote. We have a lot of veterans from the tech industry, from the gaming industry, and from the entertainment industry. And in fact, this is just a small snippet of our leadership team. There's actually over 60 plus people active on a project right now, and a good chunk of them are actually volunteers. So to give a bit of background, I spent the past 10 years working at Blizzard Entertainment, and I've been in tech for about 2 decades now. And the challenge has always been there's so much talent, energy, and money going into this industry. And the question is how much is actually coming back to people and to the planet? And unfortunately, the answer is less than 1%. And so the question to me is, how do we actually activate all of that energy and cognitive power to start to solve real problems in the world and massive problems? And how do we make it as easy and streamlined as possible? So our solution is that we're building this ecosystem. And the way we start off this compounding positive feedback loop is we work with sponsors and partners who are going to donate a bunch of in-game items from their video games, coupon codes for PC hardware, or just straight cash, which we can then convert into gift cards, Bitcoin gift cards, Ethereum gift cards, any gift cards you want. And so what happens is that giant prize pool of just random awesome stuff plugged into non-fungible tokens is available on the marketplace and draws in various users. And so the users actually go into our platform, choose an easy cause that they can support, like donating their computing power by leaving their PC on overnight and doing nothing. And so they're going to earn Leyline points. And those Leyline points are used to claim these rewards that are on the marketplace. And the key is we're going to enable trading and selling of these NFTs with these real gift card codes plugged in and have a peer-to-peer exchange. So what we want to do is partner with as many brands and as many game developers as possible to give accessibility into this marketplace with your non-fungible tokens, which will be represented on the Leyline platform in some pretty cool ways. So that now creates this reinforcing feedback loop where we are helping nonprofits with these activities, rewarding players for these contributions and gamifying all the intrinsic motivators and then stacking on an extrinsic motivator on top of that. So that's the engine that we're building right now. And so from the user's perspective, we just want to make this easy. If you want to be an altruist right now, it costs you time and your skills, it costs you money, and it costs you giving access to your network. And so the problem is that that's costing you stuff. We want to set the economics such that you're actually gaining value by doing good things. And so it just keeps on reinforcing doing good things over and over again. So we make this super simple. And our first demographic obviously is going to be hitting millennials, Generation Z, but we want to make it so simple that even Gen X and baby boomers can participate. And so you get to choose which causes you're going to support, whether scientific advancements or just collaborating with others on humanitarian causes or just taking care of yourself, because we are in this crisis now of mental health and people locked down. Anything we could do to improve the basic health and mental wellness of an individual is going to go a long way. So the mechanic here is that we're building all of this on blockchain and leveraging this industry to help bring about social change. So our core business model is really centered around the non-fungible tokens, which is an easy extrapolation from most of the game economies that our teams already built basically from the ground up. So we've got a lot of veterans in the Blizzard studios, and we've built these auction houses, these marketplaces, we've managed these economies and gamified all of these progression systems. And so Leyline points are going to be really essential, because the only way Leyline points can be minted is by doing good things in the real world. So this entire economy is powered by those real world activities. And our mission is really to bridge this gap between the digital gaming world and the real world. And how do we build that bridge to connect a positive reinforcing feedback loop? So the reason why this is going to land with gamers is that we know exactly how to build these intrinsic motivators, whether it's your reputation or competition or collaboration or storyline or achievements or just doing good in the real world. We know exactly how to hit all these motivators and design an ecosystem where people are incentivized to collect awesome NFTs. And so your character is going to be very central to this entire experience. So not only are you equipping these Leyline NFTs to change your skins or to have a pet or to have your awesome Buster Sword and double shotgun, we can basically implement any kind of artistic approach that we want, including having partners plug in their NFTs or we just create digital items for our brands. So these are just like very, very rough mock-ups. But if you want to check out some of our awesome art concepts and implementations, come join our Discord community where we post all of our art assets, etc. So gamers are the vanguard. And why are they the vanguard? It's because gamers are naturally competitive, but also huge collaborators. In fact, one of the largest wikis on the planet is a wiki community created on World of Warcraft, where they're mapping out regions and solving quests and, giving each other, sharing information. They're also interested in technology and scientific advancement. And many gamers are fairly young, and so they're thinking about the future and they want to solve these major problems. And because they're tech savvy, they get digital currencies. And actually, they're used to these in-game currencies anyway to begin with, and used to microtransactions to purchase these currencies. So there's already a value given to digital items and digital currencies. And there are 2.7 billion of them, and they're still growing. Within the next 5 years, there's going to be another billion gamers joining this ecosystem. So the question is, are we using that power for good? Excuse me. So just imagine if we took just 1% of the gamers and had them donate just a tiny fraction of their computing power. It's already 3 times the world's fastest supercomputer. Just 1%. Can you imagine what we can do with that? And so we're going to do a lot of things to support developers and content creators to supercharge their efforts and reward them for creating good content to drive to donations. So we are also establishing a Leyline arcade. It is on our roadmap. And the goal is we want to amplify altruism while having fun and really maximize GPU contributions. So what we want to do is work with content creators to host science games, education games, open source games, empower students and indie developers, where using the game on the platform optimizes your ability to donate computing power in the background, accelerate science. Whew, I hope I'm not running out of time here. We think that there's this big opportunity for you to plug in your game, your NFTs. We will be able to build in stats because we have these APIs on the platform to start to put these achievements onto your profile. And again, the end goal is we're going to try to create this awesome marketing channel for developers and content creators, but all these things add value to your products, but also to accelerate good things. So the wonderful thing about sponsors is that they love this thing. 1, they get the corporate social responsibility goals. 2, they get the tax deduction because we're a nonprofit, so they get the write-off. And 3, it's super innovative branding, like having a branded NFT for, say, NZXT, and having it potentially sell for a lot of money is a fantastic brand story. So ultimately, partnering with us is going to lead to altruistic causes and better user experiences. And we have already made some serious progress. We've landed some pretty big sponsorships and contracts already. We're supported by a number of institutions in academia and nonprofits. And since launch, we've got about 40 deals and partnerships now in discussion or close to contract close come February. So there's a lot of momentum here, and we are looking to just partner up with everybody possible. And we could use your help, and we'd love to partner. And obviously, it'd be fantastic if anybody could donate to the cause and help fuel the army that we're building. But yeah, we've got an active Discord community as well, so feel free to join, and you can just talk to us directly. We're happy to share. All right, that's the main presentation.
There were just 2 points I wanted to add really quick, Jeremy. One of the really cool things that you guys are building, especially with the blood donations, is that the NFT is a source of truth for all the good that you do. Do you donate blood? Do you help charities? Do you donate CPU to scientific research? How many hours have you forwarded the COVID vaccine? All of these things are saved in one central place that can be your doing good repo. To me, that was a big deal. The other parts that I really liked about this project were some of your business contacts, how well respected and talented they are in the industry, and they're known as some of the good guys. So if you guys were interested in some of our senior partners that are really leading people in the industry, Jeremy might be able to talk about them. Some of them have already gone public. But those were just 2 points I wanted to bring up as well.
That's very exciting, and it's good to see all the traction you have from like famous name in traditional gaming industry like the IGDA and a few other. That does speak a lot to me personally, since on my other project Sandbox, we've been doing just a few days ago a major charity sale with UNICEF, which is also a non-profit that's helping children in the world. And I guess like rather than just doing all those operations, each one of us on our side, we could actually arrange a platform that brings more visibility to everyone. That will be a great thing. So thanks for sharing and being part of the BGA. And I hope that all our members will consider how they can partner with you to find ways to give NFTs or to run campaigns that will benefit, of course, the charities themselves and everyone in who is involved in the loop. And if there's any question, let's see if there's any question in the audience. And yeah, we can see you already made convince one person here. So one doing that.
All right, thank you so much for the donation.
Excellent. So this is what we need. Sounds bold and very exciting. A lot of great comment, guys. So keep it on. Very happy to have you within the BGA and bring some like good support for good cause overall to the alliance. Our next speaker today will be Isa from Aave. So is she here? Yes.
Yes. Hi, everyone. Hi. Can you hear me? Oh, yep. I'm on screen. All right. Just give me 1 second to share my screen. Sorry, I'm on a laptop, so it's a bit tricky. All right, there we go. Is my presentation visible?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Excellent. Hi, everyone. I'm really happy to be here. I'm Isa. I'm head of marketing at Aave, a protocol for decentralized finance based in London. So I'll just kind of introduce Aave a bit and what opportunities you get with DeFi, as well as why we're excited to join the BGA and how gaming can use to bring DeFi into the mainstream. All right, so Aave, formerly ETHLend, was founded in 2017 and is one of the pioneers in the DeFi space. A little bit about DeFi.
Okay. Can I suggest you move to full screen though? Just one, so people will.
Yes.
Better.
Oh, for sure. Better. Okay, awesome. DeFi refers to the ecosystem of financial tools and services built on open source networks that do not involve any centralized institutions. So if you're someone who takes an interest in the crypto space, you've probably heard quite a lot about DeFi this year, as the space has rapidly grown from just over 600 million in total value locked back in January to over 15 billion now. So DeFi is one of the most active parts of the blockchain space. And Aave is a DeFi lending protocol. So basically, you lend, you borrow, loans are automatically negotiated by smart contracts. So there's no bank involved, and the people lending and borrowing can be complete strangers. The system is entirely trustless. So DeFi doesn't require any paperwork, ID, or background checks. It's way faster and more efficient than the traditional financial system because it doesn't require any of these middlemen. So by not relying on a centralized institution like a bank, DeFi allows people to earn historically higher yields on deposits and borrow with ease and without worry of the discrimination that you can face when trying to access certain financial services in the traditional financial world, like taking out a loan, getting a credit score, and all of that. So the main advantages of DeFi are that it is permissionless to participate. So anyone can use dApps. There's no gatekeepers like in the traditional financial system. No KYC, no credit scores, and it prevents biases. There's the same rules apply to everyone. It also makes liquidity borderless. So you have access to the market wherever you are in the world 24/7. And it's all non-custodian. So in the end, you control your own money and you can use it however, whenever, wherever you want. So a little bit about Aave. Aave is a decentralized liquidity protocol to earn interest on your deposits and borrow different crypto assets. It's open source and non-custodial. So lots of developers use this open source opportunity to build new tools on top of the protocol, which is really exciting. It's basically an ecosystem of smart contracts on Ethereum, so it's completely transparent, trackable, and auditable by anyone. The ghost is our little mascot icon, and this represents Aave's focus on building transparent and open infrastructure for DeFi. Aave means ghost in Finnish. The CEO of Aave is Finnish. So it basically works. Users deposit into the Aave market, reserve pool of funds, and they earn interest on those deposits while they're loaned out to borrowers. This is really cool because you earn much higher interest rates than you would in a traditional bank. I think it's like 1.39% on average in a traditional UK savings account, as opposed to like 4% or like a lot of times much higher in DeFi. Users can also borrow assets from the pool as long as they have enough collateral in another asset. So the interest rates that depositors earn is determined by the market, how much borrowing demands there is and how much liquidity is available. The lending and borrowing is all negotiated by smart contracts. If there's lots of liquidity available in one asset, for example, Ethereum, but not a lot of borrowing demands, then the interest rate earned on deposits will be lower. However, all of a sudden, if there's a lot of borrowing demands for ETH and liquidity is running low, the interest rate for depositors will go up to incentivize more deposits. Depositors can deposit many different crypto assets into the main Aave market and basically earn on these assets as they're loaned out to borrowers. So when you deposit into Aave, you receive a corresponding amount of A tokens. These are Aave interest-bearing tokens. So they're pegged 1-to-1 to the value of the underlying asset. So if you deposit 100 ETH, you receive 100 A ETH. And these A tokens accrue interest in real time directly in your wallet. So you actually see your balance increasing every second. And Aavegotchi is actually a really cool game, not officially part of Aave, but we are advising them, and they were an Aave ecosystem grants recipient. But they're a DeFi staked NFT collectibles game. So they look like cute little ghosts with different traits, and you can trade them, summon them, and as far as I know, eventually breed them. But they're staked with Aave's A token. So your Aavegotchi is actually increasing in value every second. And another feature that's unique to Aave is a yield and collateral swap. So you can actually swap all of your deposited assets for another asset at any time to get the best yields on the market. And on the borrowing side of things, the foundation of DeFi is over collateralized loans. So when you borrow an asset in Aave, you need to put up more collateral in another asset than the value of the asset that you're borrowing. So this protects the liquidity of the protocol. So if you can't pay back your loan or the value of your collateral falls, then your collateral gets liquidated to ensure that the funds in the pool remain safe. So there's no fixed time to pay back loans. This gives you a lot of flexibility. As long as you have enough collateral to support your borrowing position, you're safe. So that is Aave in short. These are the Avengers, the Aave team. The QR code there takes you to our Telegram group. But we're really excited about the growth in the DeFi space and how gaming is taking on a bigger role in the DeFi space as well. Gamifying DeFi opens it up to a much larger audience outside of the unsexy financial world. And there's huge room for growth here. Gaming is a really great entry point for adoption, and gaming makes it fun, simple, and accessible. And because games are designed for maximum user experience, it's a great way to onboard new people into DeFi because there's very little friction. So the entry point is kind of like interfaces and these concepts that people know through gaming, teaching them important DeFi concepts like staking, etc. So it makes it much easier for new audiences to jump into it. For example, Axie Infinity is a really good like play to earn game, kind of a good way to gamify crypto. You basically play and earn assets as Ethereum assets, and then you can basically use these to do other things in the Ethereum ecosystem. So we recently did a collab with them, and we're very interested in gaming, and we see the future of DeFi, NFTs, and gaming is very intertwined. So very excited to be part of the Blockchain Gaming Alliance. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Isa. It's quite exciting to see all the progress from Aave, and we've surely noticed indeed the partnership with Axie Infinity, where you had one special NFT item to collect and place in the land. There's an infamous game called Aave Gochi, so I don't know how close you are with their team, but they take a part of the Aave in the name, so that's
yeah, that's the one I mentioned that uses. They're staked with our A tokens, so when you have an Aavegotchi, it increases in value every second, which is really cool.
Those are the kind of things that are possible within the blockchain ecosystem, where like one developer, one company can use the token of another in a permissionless manner to build a whole system for its own gameplay or implement NFTs, etc. Are you looking at doing more things in gaming space besides those experiments with Axie Infinity and Aavegotchi, or?
Yeah, I think definitely. We really see it as the future in terms of bringing in a wider audience to DeFi, just because gaming is so accessible to so many people. So I think it's a great entry point, and it really helps introduce people to these financial concepts, but in a fun way.
Absolutely. Wonderful. So looking forward to those. Let's see if there's any question from the audience, from our audience today on that topic. I think I see one here. Someone is my clicks. Okay. Do you want to take that one?
Yeah, sure. So yes, it can. If you hold crypto and you don't want to sell it, but you want to put it up as collateral to take out a loan, that definitely works. I mean, you can take out a loan for anything in Aave as long as you have sufficient collateral to support it. So that's actually really cool. This is actually something I considered doing a while ago when I was studying, but the space wasn't really ready for that yet. But now, very possible.
Cool. How about like staking NFTs soon? Is that something that?
Yes, that's something we're really excited about. And I think a lot of people in the DeFi space are waiting for NFTs to be used as collateral. I think NFTFi kind of already does this, but yeah, that's definitely a space to watch.
Cool. Exciting. Thank you so much, Isa, for presentation of Aave today. And welcome again to the BGA. And now we'll have our last speaker for the day, which is John from SuperRare. Hey, John.
Hey, how's it going?
Great.
Thanks so much for having me. Hey, everybody. So my name is John. I'm one of the co-founders and CEO of SuperRare. And for people who are unfamiliar, you can think about SuperRare kind of like Christie's meets Instagram. So it's an NFT art platform, but we also add, so we have a marketplace there. But we also have a pretty heavy kind of social component, and it will probably make more sense if I can go ahead and screen share. All right, can everybody see?
Yep, coming through.
Cool.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So so we launched SuperRare about April 2018. So challenging time to launch a new product in the crypto markets, but as everybody who's watching is probably familiar, NFTs have kind of taken off over this past year. So that's been pretty exciting. I think one of the things that kind of differentiates SuperRare from some of the other people who are involved in NFT art is we have a pretty heavy focus on the art itself. So we have an editorial where we kind of talk about, interviewing the artists, getting to know, what motivates them, getting to know collectors. So for people who are unfamiliar with the editorial, you should definitely go ahead and check that out. Just a couple of stats, as with most crypto projects, we've been kind of global since day one. So we have artists and collectors all around the world using SuperRare. To date, people have collected just over 11,000 artworks, and artists have earned, we're closing in on $5 million using SuperRare over the past 2.5 years. And so I'd say there's kind of like two main components to SuperRare. The first is probably the marketplace. So we're the majority of SuperRare lives on chain. So we're built on top of Ethereum. We have, all the artworks are NFTs, registered, and we also have an on-chain marketplace. So as you can see, people can kind of place open offers. These can be accepted by the artist at any time or withdrawn by the collector at any time. But we also recently launched on-chain English auctions, which has been pretty exciting. So, if we kind of look at this one here, you can see that the reserve price has been met. And so currently, collector and artist Robness kicked off this auction. And so one of the interesting things about, using smart contracts for auctions is they're actually, totally permissionless. So one thing that's been nice about this is, kind of removes any elements of potential favoritism or anything like that. And we actually use the blocks themselves to kind of like time and settle the auction. So you can see this here. This auction ends in 6,000 blocks. But it's, it's really cool. I think we're just starting to scratch the surface of what we can do completely on chain with some of these kind of like existing patterns that we've seen in the traditional art world for quite a while. Moving on from some of like the auction house marketplace features, I'd say the most popular part of the app is the activity feed. And again, is kind of like one of our core philosophies at SuperRare for like, how we think about how digital art is going to grow and expand. As with many other kind of digitally native experiences, social is a super core part of that. And so I think this was early on, one of the things that set us apart was kind of a focus on the social, but then also focusing on the art within the social experience. A lot of other social platforms are designed to increase consumption. They have advertising as their core business model. And so that really what the goal is to just keep people focused and kind of trapped within the app. Luckily for us, we don't rely on any advertising. And so we could kind of design the UX, the user experience, and really tailor it towards these art pieces that are part of the app. So, you'll notice, for example, here, you can almost only see the specific piece of art. So that's kind of like been a core design philosophy since we first launched SuperRare. And, one of the other things that's pretty interesting, I think something that we're seeing is kind of the collision of gaming and culture. And so I think, it's natural that this is going to extend like art as culture. And so we're seeing, kind of like elements from gaming pulled in, but then also elements from the fine art world. And one thing that's really interesting, is having all the marketplace activity, all the artworks be on chain, is we're actually generating an open source data set about art in real time. And this is a pretty big deal, as if you think about how this works in traditional art markets. It's mostly powered by proprietary data sets. You need to have a subscription to access this data. And so I think that's one of the game-changing kind of 0 to 1 moments for NFT art, and why I think, this market's going to actually be a lot bigger than kind of our existing contemporary art market, is anyone can go look at the data and audit it. And so I think this is really cool. And again, we're kind of just starting to see the power of having a completely open source and on-chain data. And I guess, so this is kind of like the state of the app right now. You also have some like a notification engine that people will be pretty familiar with. And looking forward, I think we're just going to kind of continue to pull in aspects, kind of like social components, and also really try to continue elevating and pushing forward the space of digital art. So if anybody, wants to get involved, please feel free to reach out. Our Twitter handle is SuperRare. And you can also go to superrare.co to check out the platform. Any questions?
Up here.
All right.
Thanks, John, for
Sure.
presentation. And I see Serena is not here. Up. Thanks, John, for this presentation. Amazing art, amazing numbers. I guess one of the questions that come while we wait from the audience is how does SuperRare connect with gaming and NFT, of course, obviously via art, but gaming mostly. Like, can you share a few things that you've done this year or you're planning on your roadmap to get closer to that industry?
Sure. So, I mean, I guess, one of the interesting things, like I mentioned, I think like gaming and culture are actually a lot closer than, people like to think. So like, I feel like there's this line, here's like a line in the sand, and like fine art is over here. And then like over on the other side are like, people who just like drink Mountain Dew all the time and like are sitting in Discord. But that's actually not true, right? Like, gaming is like everyday. It's not just everyday culture, right? Like everybody is familiar with it. Lots of folks have just grown up playing video games. It's kind of just part of life. And similarly, art's part of life. And so I think you'll see, like, as far as SuperRare goes, like a lot of our community does hang out in Discord, right? There's kind of just these elements of, where does gaming stop? And just like, now it's just something kind of like, it's a human behavior, it's a phenomenon. And so I like to say, like, what is art and what are video games? Like, they're really blurred together. And so one thing that's been interesting, let's see, actually I could try to do a screen share, but so we've actually partnered with a couple of folks and built kind of like custom Unity environments for art exhibits. And so when you enter it, it kind of does feel like a video game, right? You have this kind of immersive, almost VR-like experience, but instead of running around trying to get points, you're going and appreciating, a 3D sculpture that, potentially could be used in a video game or something, but it's not necessarily the point. And so I think, we kind of sit at the intersection where, we're not trying to build a video game necessarily, but I think there are so many elements from gaming that really can kind of change the type of art experiences that people are used to. So let's see. So actually I'm going to screen share again one more time, maybe just to give people an idea.
It's a good idea. So it's interesting to see like there's really a big overlap in terms of audience of blockchain-based games and art. Obviously, one thing also I guess is like virtual worlds. Virtual worlds are one of the most common places where art is being exhibited and people do interact, and it's a great way to gaming. Have you also explored like gaming assets becoming like they are? So some of them, they are really craft of work in a sense that they require hours, or if not days of work, and they could be part of, they could be sold on SuperRare rather than just the traditional NFT marketplace as 2D flat assets, or some cross experience around that. Have you thought of that?
Yeah, absolutely. So can you see the screen now, the screen share? Again?
Yes, we can.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so this is an exhibit we put together earlier in the year, and I think it kind of directly addresses that, and it's also quite heavy on the computer, so sorry if there's any lag. But right, like from a traditional sense, you'd be like, oh, this this is a video game or something like that. But really, like you said, gaming assets themselves are works of art, right? Like artists spend hours, and days, right, developing these different kind of like art assets, right? That's what they call them, like in games. And so I think we're really just beginning to see, what new kind of art exhibits can exist. And so I don't know, you guys probably can't hear, but there's like, you can incorporate music, you can incorporate recorded, snippets from the artists themselves. And so I think we're kind of seeing this like beautiful mixture of, components of the fine art world and, some of these components from gaming culture that maybe fine art hasn't really taken seriously yet. And so there's a huge overlap. And yeah, I think it's I definitely think it's pretty early.
Yes, it's very interesting. And I think the gamification of art as well, it's been such a topic this year that we've seen more and more crypto art and gaming sort of merging in the metaverse. So it's very interesting to see exhibitions coming up in such places. So thank you so much, John, for sharing that.
Sure.
Okay, I think we've reached the end of our final event for 2020, and I think Seb and I want to wish everybody a lovely Christmas break and New Year. And stay tuned for more events and everything that we're going to share with you all in 2021. It's been a fantastic year. As Seb was saying before, we're going to be sharing a report very soon, which is going to recap all the activities we've run throughout the year. And Seb, I leave the last words to you to conclude this year and to thank once again all the speakers from today's presentation and welcome everyone once again to the BGA.
Well, you said it all, Serena. So it's a pleasure to have you all, and I've been growing the BGA to such a big size this year, and we hope that we've been fulfilling all the expectations for our members. We've sent a survey by email to everyone to just ask for feedback. It takes 2 minutes, or what you liked, what you think the BGA has been useful, and in which areas you think we can still improve. So we deliver the value that you expect from an organization like us next year. We really wanted to thank everyone for their contribution and support over the year, and let's keep pushing together to keep growing adoption of blockchain in 2021. That's it, and enjoy. Have a great end of year, happy holidays with your family, your close, your relatives, as much as possible in those difficult times and with, unfortunately, lockdown still around the world for many of us. Cheers, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Everybody.